Today we're teaching you how to squat. Come here. So what you do is when you have, this is 135 on the bar right now. We got, our hand placement. We're gonna get under the bar real smooth. And it's just a very simple movement. It's just a simple movement, unrack, walk out as fast as you can. Cause there's a timer on the thing. Just, you know what, you can have your feet wherever you want, wherever you like. So I like mine right here and a little back right here. So let's try it out. And then what you wanna do is just go down. Just try to get depth and
all right, now that bozo's out of here, I'm gonna actually teach you how to squat. First thing we're gonna talk about is the equipment we're gonna use. So, well, you can use this equipment is optional. You can use knee sleeves. They go on your knees. They keep compression through your knees and help you out with assisting the lifts. Next thing you can use is a weightlifting belt. Whatever brand you prefer. You're gonna use a weightlifting belt. It goes around the middle of your stomach. It keeps your core tight. It keeps everything tight if you're having trouble with that. But what you do need, and you need this as a requirement, you're gonna need footwear, the proper footwear. You're gonna need flat-footed footwear like Converse, or if you have specific lifting shoes, you can use those as well, or even Vans. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the actual squat. This is my lovely assistant, Sebastian, by the way. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is you're gonna raise your arms directly in front of you, about shoulder width apart, and you're gonna wrap your hand around the barbell. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and walk under the barbell. The way this is gonna happen is the barbell is gonna sit on the upper part of your back. Of his back, there is other techniques that more advanced lifters do. You can do mid bar, which lays about an inch lower, or you can do low bar, which is about an inch and a half lower from where the bar initially is right now. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the walkouts. Your legs are slightly angled, so you need to put full extension in order to get the bar off of the rack. And go ahead. Once you extend your legs all the way, you're gonna take about 2.5 steps back, 1 step all the way out, the second step another all the way out. This is to ensure that you're not gonna hit the rack on the way down or on the way up. You go ahead and take the 2.5 steps back. The half step is to ensure that you're properly aligned, that your toes are properly aligned, your heels, your knees, and everything from the floor up to your waist is pretty set. Now that he's fully walked out, the next thing we're gonna talk about is a technique called bracing. So when you brace, you're gonna breathe in as much air as possible, and you're gonna push out as much air while you flexing your abdominal muscles. With you doing that, it flexes your entire back and your entire stomach through your chest, your upper and lower back as well. While you're doing that and you're bracing, ironically, you're gonna pull the bar down from your scapula, and while you pull it down, it braces the rest of your body as well. So you're gonna tighten the whole body, you're gonna tighten your legs, you're gonna tighten your calves and everything else. If you go ahead and squat improperly. That's the improper thing to do. While you're doing that, you can either fall forward because you're not properly balanced, the bar's too far forward, and you're gonna fall off your heels and onto your toes, which could create injury to you or anyone else around you. Or this is another improper way, is if the bar is too far back and you're falling back on your toes, you can fall back and injure the people around you. Now we're gonna talk about how to properly squat. You're supposed to squat when you bend at the knees and not at the hips. So you're gonna bend at the hips, you're gonna fall straight down, your hips are gonna be slightly over your toes. Your knees are gonna be slightly over your toes, and your hips are gonna be slightly on top of your heels. Your back should stay aligned, as well as your entire head all the way through your heels. While you're doing this, you're supposed to brace, so that way there's no problems with accidentally mistaking injury or doing anything like that. So if you properly bend at the knees and bring your hips down, you see notice how he's bending at the hips and everything's properly aligned. Pick your back a little bit. There you go. The bar is aligned with his body as well. Everything's perfectly aligned, so that way he doesn't fall forward or back. See that? There's no falling, no movement or anything at all. Now he's gonna go down to about parallel. You see how his foot stays on the ground all the way through, so that way there's as much surface contact onto the ground, pushing through your feet. Now this technique is kind of complicated. He's gonna push down into the floor, so that way the bar can come up which is you're fully extending out your knee, your quad, your hamstrings, your butt, your hips, and everything goes through. So as he's coming up, he's pushing down through. His knees are coming back. They're locking out. His hips are coming forward and up all the way through his head. So it starts from the bottom to the top, and you can demonstrate it fully but slow. So there he goes again, a down, parallel, his foot's fully on the ground. He's coming up, his knees are coming back, hips are coming forward, and everything goes through. His elbows are perfectly in line, and that's how you squat.